As we talked about at the top of the hour, Denver's top prosecutor is asking a grand jury to decide whether or not Denver police officers broke the law when they opened fire on that crowded street in Lodo a month ago. So this unusual move made by the district attorney Beth McCann came on the same day that the city released the body camera video from that shooting. That was yesterday. So 7 people, including 6 bystanders, sustained injuries, but all survived. So we want to talk about the move with our 9 News legal expert. Whitney Traylor joins us now. So tell us why that move might have been made, to move it from the DA deciding whether or not to prosecute to put it in front of a grand jury.
Right. Well, these are both ways that the case can move forward, right? The DA can certainly make the charge, or as she did here, convene the grand jury. And the reason is some people, I think she issued a press release saying she wanted to involve the community. This was a very public event. There's been so much friction between police and community that she wanted to do so. Others, though, have criticized her and said, look, you're not making the hard call. You're not making the determination whether or not there should be charges or not, and they're the best person to do it. So people are saying that it's obviously a legal mechanism, but there's also political nuances as well, for sure.
And since they've released it, we've been talking about, breaking down this body cam video and obviously the new state law that mandates they have to release it. Is that why she did it when they did?
Well, I don't know that, because it came out on the same day as the footage. And the footage, as you alluded to, was under this new state law that says you have to release it after a request is made within 21 days. And you can do so, you can get a request up to 45 days. So why they released, chose to convene the grand jury at that point, I don't know, but it's certainly relevant to the fact that the video footage came out.
As an attorney, I imagine as we look at possible criminal aspects of this, I would imagine those people who were shot are probably also looking at civil action as well.
That's exactly right. And that's the criticism. A lot of folks are saying, look, you shot into a crowd. I saw a statement from one of the officers that said, no, I had a clear shot. I stepped away and did it. And of course, people are saying, well, it's a split-second decision. There was a gun found. It looks like when you slow the video down, he appears to grab it from the barrel and seems to be throwing it away with his hands up. But some will say, well, you just have that split-second decision. And so nonetheless, you have a bunch of civilians who were just minding their own business who were literally shot by the police. And so there will be absolutely civil suits. And I suspect it will be another settlement based on the evidence that we know. Obviously the city can go and defend that action and try and justify what they did, but I would not want to be the attorneys representing that against these 6 folks who got shot.
And it feels like there hasn't been a lot of talk about the number of shots, right, into this crowd. You think 3 officers discharged their weapons 7 times. They were in such close proximity to the suspect. Do you think that's going to play a role here? That
will certainly play a role. And when you look at the videos, you see, when you slow it down, it looks one way. And of course, that's going to be the argument. And really, that's going to be who's the more persuasive advocate. But when you watch it in fast motion, it's just a matter of seconds. And that's where a lot of people say this comes down to training. If it's training, you're going to be just a little more sharp on that. Not to say that wasn't sharp, but a lot of folks are saying, no, he was not presenting a threat.
Talk with me about what happens in the courtroom when they go to forensics now, because they're going to have to account for every shot that was fired. Yep. Who fired it, where it ended up, who was hit, what was in the line of fire. But also now the body camera seems to have changed almost all of these cases. That seems to be the heaviest weight that you can bring into a courtroom now is body cam footage of something like this happening.
That's a great point, Tom, and that's really very relevant, because it used to be literally the police, their word, a number of police officers, and usually the defendant, or the defendant wouldn't even testify. Now, police are somewhat out of favor, if you will, and so that sort of esteem that, an officer's coming in to testify doesn't, I don't think, carry the same weight. And certainly when you look at the video yourself and you say, look, here's how many times they shot, here's how quickly. And a lot of folks are going to say they could have de-escalated, they could have went about this in different ways. They were so close to him, they had him surrounded. So the video has changed the trajectory of litigation.
These would be separate cases too. The one about Waddy and the suspect who they were trying to arrest, and then all of these other people who were, collateral damage, you might even say, to put it coldly.
That's exactly right. So Waddy is facing some criminal charges now, and that's one action. The police now, depending on what the grand jury does, they could be looking at criminal charges, but if not, certainly the civil claims will go forward. So either way, they're looking at a lot of litigation.
Yeah, feels like we'll be talking about this for some time.
I'm sure.
We'll be talking about it with you as well. Whitney Traylor joins us, our 9 News legal expert. Thanks again.
Sure, good to be here.